Hey guys, how's it going? Jay here, smarthelping.com. Uh, so we've got a payroll plan and budgeting template I built. It is very comprehensive, granular. Uh, let's jump into it. It's pretty simple, and this model is just for planning out your payroll. We're not looking at revenues, other operating expenses, just payroll, which for medium to large businesses is going to be quite a lot in most cases. So this model goes by department, and if you hide these, I've got them all hidden, or you can hide or expand with hitting one or two, or you could just expand certain ones if you want. But we've got 20 departments here: executive management, HR, finance, accounting, marketing, sales, all these different departments. You can adjust the names of each department. You can define the roles within each department, and there's 45 slots in each one. It's quite a bit. You can define the start month of each role, the payroll tax and benefit rates, the starting base salary, and the annual increase. Now you can see here we've got some pretty cool formulas and logic going on. So we can do a base salary here, which we're going it'd be 50,000 divided by 12, but you're also adding the payroll tax and benefits, so that's how we get back to the 5,000 per month. And then every 12 months, you get this, whatever increase you put in here, it will go up. And it's not tied to the fiscal years, it's just every 12 months since the payroll slot has gone active. So here you can see we're at 5,000 a month, and then after 12 months, in this case, it's month 15 for this one, we're at 5,150, and it goes up over time. Now that's the logic for each one. Pretty cool. Now as we go down, all the user's doing is filling out the data here in columns B to G. So description type, start month, taxes, benefits, starting base annual salary, and annual increase. And you get the result over here. If you zero this out, you can see then the numbers change. So this goes down if I were to zero out for the whole department. Now it's just based on 50,000, or if I change this to maybe 75,000, you've got 6,250, which is this times 12, 75. And then if we increase that by 3%, we're at 77,250. Divide that by 12, you got 6,437. So you can see if we go over this second one, 6,438, that's rounding, but it's the same number. So all this nice math is working fluently and elegantly. As the user, you want to make sure you don't just fill in the top data in each of these and start dragging it down. That's going to cause an error. You see this doesn't populate. You have to manually pick each month, or if you have the same start month for a couple, you can make sure they're both say 1/1/2024 in this case, or if it's May 1st, it needs to say 5/1 on both. And you could then highlight the two and drag it down, and then you will not have an error because they all say 1/1 still. But just holding one and dragging it, that's going to cause a problem. Okay, we'll undo all of that. The start year here is going to define your drop down. So if I were to change this to say 2025, okay, now I go in here, look at my first month is now 2025 to select. It goes all the way for up to 10 years. Put this back to 2024. So that's the input, and we can see the monthly payroll over that over 10 years. I did a monthly summary by department, so this is the roll-up of each of these different departments here are summarized here. And we have on-off switches. If you want to turn a department off at a high level and just not show it, you can hit off here in the left box in column A rather than having to go in and zero out every single number in the box. It's easier here, just on and off. Okay, there's that. You can also do a monthly payroll budget, total budget, and then this is your budget. This is what you're doing here is your plan. So you can compare how your plan looks like to the budget. If it's over or under, if it's under, it'll be negative and a percentage. If it's over, it'll be positive. So here we're now over budget by 1%. And then I did summarize all this automatically by annual periods as well. So you got the department type, annual payroll by department over 10 years, and that's dynamic based on all of these inputs. If we were to turn, say, finance off, you can see also on the annual it is now off. And we have the annual payroll plan, annual payroll budget that are feeding off of these numbers down here, and the variance and variance percentage per year, under or over. Couple visuals showing the plan versus budget and the percentage over or under in the line, and then the annual payroll by department in a stacked column. So each column is the total payroll plan, which would be these darker columns here, but it's showing you how much of the payroll is made up of each department. Okay, so pretty good reporting here, nice and clean. Turn this back on. The growth matrix is a helper tab to figure out the growth rates of each department section. And note, if you're not going to use rows, don't delete them. You can hide rows. Deleting rows is going to be tricky. If you start deleting rows and then like drag formulas down here, you're going to have an error because this is referencing exactly what's on the input. So you're best off just hiding rows that you're not using. If you don't want to see them, don't delete. Okay. Well, that's all I got for you. If you want to download the template, I will have this in the accounting section over at smarthelping.com right here. Accounting, and this will be under the, I'll probably projection models. It's not really a tracker, it's more of a projection, but I guess you could also use it. Let's say you had this and then you wanted to manually go in and put your actual payroll in each month. You could do a new workbook for that and compare that to what your plan was. So you just move your plan down to here, and then these would be hard coded. You can see how all that varies. You could also have a budget and see plan, actual, and budget if you wanted. You could also hard code in each of the department totals, and then they would flow through here. So pretty nice flexible template, planning payroll, and my goal here was to put as many, like, 20 departments. I've never done a model with 20 departments for operating payroll costs, and with the dynamic payroll tax benefits and growth rates. Drag this down. All right, well, that's all I got for you. Remember, you can download all the templates I've ever built. Just go to the home page down here, and $9.99, you can get everything I've done. I've done over 150 models, mostly startup financial models, full financial models, revenues, expenses, all that, but also a lot of helper calculators for finance and accounting. We've got sections. I've done a lot of software as a service models, real estate, underwriting, joint venture distribution, a lot of stuff for just general industries, a lot of startup models, accounting, valuation. So check them out, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Like and subscribe.